ya ya da 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 ya da da ya da da nai ya ya da 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 ya da ya da 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 ya ya da 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 ya da ya da 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 ah pam 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 ba-da-da-yum ba-da-da. Ay, 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 ay. Yay, ay, 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 ay. Ay, 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 ay. Ay, 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 ay. Ay, 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 ay. Oh, ya ba ba ya ya da da ya 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 da 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 ya da ya da da ay 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 ba ba ba. Boker Tov, good morning. The sun is shining. It is beautiful out, and it's only going to get nicer, which who doesn't love a beautiful weathered day? And here we are, Wisdom Wednesday. It's a time for us to learn together, to unpack some Torah, to talk about whatever we're going to talk about for today. And so this week's Torah reading is Vayachel, and Vayachel is, or was, or maybe it still is, one of my favorite parshiot, one of my favorite parshas, Vayachel. And so I'm going to actually chant a little of the Torah just so you can hear it. I'm going to read a little bit of it, what's in English, and then discuss a little bit about why it is that which is a favorite of mine. Vayachel Moshe et kol hadad b'nei Yisrael vayomer alehem ele hadvarim asher tziva Adonai la'asot otam sheshet yamim ta'aseh melacha uvayom hashvi vayhi lachem kodesh Shabbat Shabbaton l'Adonai Kol ha'oseh vo melacha yumat lo tivaru esh bechol moshvotechem biyom haShabbat. Vayomer Moshe el kol hadat b'nei Yisrael lemor zeh hadavar asher tziva Adonai lemor kechu me'enchem teruma l'Adonai kol nediv libo yivieha et terumat Adonai zahav v'chesef unechoshet. This is my favorite part. Udchelet v'argaman v'tolaat shani b'shesh v'izim ve'orot elim odamim ve'orot techashim v'atzei shitim v'shemen lamaor uv'samim l'shemen hamishcha v'liktoret hasamim v'avnei shoham v'avnei miluim le'efod v'lachoshen v'chol chacham lev bachem ya'avod v'ya'asu et kol asher tzivah Adonai. So it says Moses assembled the entire Israelite community and said to them, these are the words that God has commanded for you to do. You may do work during the 6 days, but on Saturday you must keep it holy as the Sabbath of Sabbaths to God. Whoever does any work, we won't say what will happen to them on that day because, listen, we live in the modern world and life is different. But these were the rules, as it were. Do not ignite a fire on Shabbat, no matter where you live. Fine. Those are the pre-things. But here it gets to what I love. The part that I think we can learn from. Moses said to the entire Israelite community, "This is the word that God has commanded. Collect among yourself an elevated offering to God. If a person feels like giving an offering, they can bring the following: gold, silver, copper, sky blue wool, dark red wool, wool dyed with crimson worm." Ew, but the color is cool. Fine linen, goat's wool, red and ram skins, blue processed hides, acacia wood, oil for the lamp, fragrance for anointing oil and perfume and incense, precious stones for the ephod and the breastplate. Even naturally talented individuals among you shall come forth and make that which was ordered, which is the details of what the tabernacle, the Mishkan, the tent of meeting was going to be like. Gold, silver, copper, sky blue, dark red, crimson, linen, wool, ram skin, hide, acacia wood, oil, perfume, precious stones. That's what I'm hearing. This parsha, this portion of Torah, always makes me think about tearing down the barriers that separate us. And it may not be popular opinion, but it's my own opinion. That every time we put a box or a label or something, it sticks us in a place and there's isolation. Now, sometimes people are labeled or things or situations are labeled and boxes are placed around things. And it's in order to gain attention. Sometimes for the marginalized. We think that most. But sometimes when we do that, the isolation is negative. And sometimes I just hope that, like, why can't we just all be humans? Seen for what it is, who we are, the commonality that we share, the community in humanity. And it's something I've always wrestled with and struggled with, This one's gay, this one's this color, this one does this one's an accountant, this one's a street sweeper. The more we label, the more detail we have, the more we say that one sticks out like a sore thumb, this one is just part of the group. And like I said, sometimes we need to let a person shine, and other times we just need to be part of the group. But there's this idea that we all have what we have. We are all who we are, hopefully, that we're authentically ourselves. And there's something to be said about being your own self and woven with whatever that tapestry that you are is. But the reminder is that as individuals, we have our own stuff. But as we come together into community and humanity, it is not to push people away, but rather to see how we're the same, to learn about what's different, of course, because that's, how we learn. And before I go further, because there's more to the story, one of the nurses who, has become family over the last 9.5 months, was here last night, and said, you said something that made me feel really good the other day. And I said, oh, I did? I don't even remember what I said. And so the kids on social media, I put their Purim costumes. Ellis, a new costume every day because this is just what he loves. And the girls in their Purim costumes. And she said, I didn't know what Purim was. I grew up in a neighborhood that had Jews and non-Jews together. And no one ever mentioned Purim. I had no idea what it was. But because she's so invested in our family, seeing those pictures and just the word Purim, she wanted to check out what it was about. And she did. And it was a conversation. And what I said to her was, that I remembered what I said, I went back in my text to see, which was, thank you. Thank you for checking it out. Thank you for not just saying, oh my God, the kids are so cute and swiping away, but rather to understand a little bit about something that you were unfamiliar with, but it was affecting the lives of, or celebrated in the lives of those that you love. Yes, she did it because she loves us and she wanted to know what it was. But imagine if we did that not only for the ones that we love, but for life in general. To see what others are celebrating, what makes others tick, why people do the things that they do, for a greater understanding to come together in community and humanity is to see what those woven fibers are about. Not just in the greater tapestry, but in the tapestries of others. In this week's Parsha, folks, Vayakhel, he assembled. Moses is the assembler. He brought the entire people together, entire, meaning not leaving anyone out. The conversation was to remind people of Shabbat, okay, but then he goes on to what the agenda was at hand. He calls for contributions from all the people. The colors, the things, the gifts, the abilities, the talents, the gifts of themselves. For what? You might wonder. For the place, for the space, for its accessories. We are, all of us, the entirety, are the gold and the silver and the brass and the bronze and the blue and the purple and the scarlet and the fine linen and the wood and the stone and the onyx and the incense. We are all part of that bigger picture, waiting for the cloud of God to envelop each and every human to fuel the efforts of community and change. We're close to the end of the book, as it were. We're almost there to complete the end of the book of Exodus. Next week, it's over. So we're close to the threshold. It's a good place for us to start thinking. As we remember the details of the past, looking forward to what the future may hold, let us soften our hearts. Bring our awareness to what each one of us brings, the gifts of ourselves. We are the diversity in humanity. Robert Fulghum said, we can learn a lot from crayons. Some are sharp, some are pretty, some are dull, while others are bright. Some have weird names, but they have all learned to live together in the same box. I encourage you this week, and as we get to Shabbat, as we go through this week's reading, I encourage you to be your own color. And if you're able to find your place next to someone a little different in the box of life, then you're doing the work to bring us closer together. We are one human family, one heart of abundant love. We love you. We are together in the box. Thank you for joining me, Susan, Elisa, Bet, Lita, Linda, Paula, Amy, and whoever else hasn't checked in or will watch this later. Let's do our part. Am Yisrael Chai. We will live and we will be. We'll see you back here tomorrow at 9:30. Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael Chai. 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 Od Avinu Chai.